Om Shanti. Good morning. Do you ever feel confined? What's that you say? Well, perhaps you didn't hear me because of the constrictions of the mask. Om Shanti. Good morning. Do you ever feel confined? Well, if you're like most of us in this whole world now, we've collectively shared confinement through this pandemic. It seems like it's been going on a long time. So, the question is confinement a benefit or is confinement a loss? What do you think? Well, as I often do, before we even get started on that, let's try to get as present as we can so that we can explore and discover the truth of that matter. Is confinement good or is confinement bad? It's about being in the now, and one of the best ways I know about being in the now is breathing a little bit. So let's take 3 deep breaths together. Inhale through the nose deeply, 4 counts. Then retain the breath. Count to 8. Then the same deal. Exhale out the nostrils, 8 counts as well. Simply repeat. As you retain, absorb the breath. See if you can absorb all the energy of that breath directly into your bloodstream. Let go what you don't need. And once more. Hold and release. Om Shanti again. Well, see, there's the answer right there. I confined my activities to 3 breaths. And by the time I finished the 3rd breath, I don't know if you feel the same way, I felt more and more relaxed. I felt more present in this moment. And this is the key to dealing with the burden of confinement. Confinement can be a prison. That's actually what prison is it's a confinement. And what you're confined to is what? You're confined to yourself. I had the great fortune of teaching meditation in several prisons throughout the years. And in having a deep conversation with an inmate, he said the worst possible punishment you could give a human being is solitary confinement. Because all they have at that time are the thoughts in their own mind. And if those thoughts are unpleasant and there's no way to distract yourself through other activities, he said it's absolute torture. And yet here we are, we're the yogis, the sannyasis that go into the caves for years and confine themselves to that willingly are doing it to find something different. So one is the confinement of punishment, and the other is the confinement directed towards reaching something that gives freedom. So think about that for a second. Confinement is the method of freedom. Confinement's the method of freedom. I'm confining my thoughts to a particular area that brings benefit. So whether there is pandemic or not pandemic, whether I receive praise or defamation, heat or cold, bitter or sweet, acceptance or non-acceptance, by confining my thoughts to what I'm doing and staying in the middle, I don't experience those to be good or bad, because my concentration is what? It's really being in the now, a human being. So let me confine my thoughts right away to things that give me benefit. If if I give freedom to think whatever I want, you can see the mess that we have, the differences of opinions, the social disorder, the political landscape that we live in today. It's all because of freedom, because everyone can do whatever they want, and they don't know what they want. They kind of know what the end result of what they want, but we have no idea of how to go about that. So what I'm suggesting is a little bit of discipline, a little bit of confinement goes a long way. I'm not confining myself to dogma. I'm confining myself to, say, not engage in the fears that I'm normally in. I'm confining myself for the moment to not worry about everything that's wrong in the world. I'm confining myself not even to think of my own faults for this moment. And what that does is that brings me into a place, as I start to confine my thoughts, meaning let go, I have fewer thoughts and fewer. And so then I can experience moments of silence. And in that silence of the present, in that silence of the eternal now, I begin to see, even if I don't get to that lofty expression, the silence of the eternal now, just give myself a break, a time out, a little bit of traffic control. Take just a minute. Take a breath. Let's do that again. Take a breath. Just a second. And confine myself to this present moment. I don't know where I'm going to find the rent. Where's my next meal coming from? Will I ever get a job? So-and-so is very sick. What's going to happen? Well, these are all questions that we need power in order to find the right answers to. Well, the way to do that is to let me gain power. I need to have power. It all comes down to that. I could learn how to tolerate. I can learn to be patient. It's the power of tolerance, the power of patience, the power of accommodation, the power to face. All these different virtues are supported through power. Now, if my energies are dispersed all over the place, my power is dispersed all over the place, and I'm not able to be tolerant, I'm not able to be patient, I'm not able to face at the times that it's needed. But just a slight bit of wisdom, a little bit of recognition, and that's all that wisdom is recognition of the moment and where I stand in that moment. The recognition of this moment is, let me confine my thoughts to the moment at hand. It's a beautiful morning. I'm experiencing the songs of the birds all around me. I'm communicating with you. I'm communicating with you. This is a powerful moment. So just by confining my thoughts to this present moment, all the situations that I need to confront will be out there. But what I'm doing is a little bit of training. I'm training myself through the confinement of my thoughts. Confine and collect. Confine my thoughts to an area that brings me benefit and collect them. Confine, collect, and conserve. So let that be the 3 C's of the day. Confine my thoughts to that which brings me benefit and brings benefit to those around me. Now, this isn't for life. That's too hard. Just for this moment. At this moment, confine my thoughts to what brings benefit. Next, collect all those thoughts that are similar in nature, those empowering thoughts. finally, conserve. Let me conserve and nurture these thoughts so it becomes part of my nature. For example, a thought that I recognize now, of course, is peace. Even more specifically, this moment, tranquility. I'm experiencing tranquility. I'm aware that there are other sounds around me. But this moment, right here, right now, is tranquil. Tranquil, peace, contentment, all those things go together. There's another C, by the way. Confine, collect, conserve, complete. By collecting over a long period of time, my collection, here's my collection. My thoughts are my true collection. Many people collect things, but how about collecting very valuable thoughts? How about collecting a consciousness that's golden? And how is that done? Through first confining myself to what's at hand. So that means the present moment. Worried about next week? Worried about tomorrow? Worried about noon? Well, I can be concerned, but I'm confining myself to this moment, to what I can have effect over. I know what my action is at the moment. I can control and confine my thoughts to what I'm doing now. And that, by the way, is speaking to you. If you hadn't noticed, we're already meditating. Confine your thoughts to this present moment. Collect them all into the landscape of your own mind. Conserve them for you. Keep them in a safe place. This, and then combine them with your nature. This is who you are. Okay, I could go on, but that's more than enough. So don't think about confinement as being something negative or restrictive. Choose to confine, or you'll be confined. Because all the different things that I think about, they're like a weight that pull me down. By confining my thoughts to what I can do at this moment, that gives me freedom. Confinement of thoughts is the means to freedom, by being in the present moment. Om Shanti, Namaste, see you soon.